Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you guys today? I hope it's a good day. Just coming off a cold. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Andre. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that supports that. And I'm not saying you have to buy a show. I'm just saying thank you, everybody. And because there's other ways to support too. I'm just saying they're available if you want one. But what's up, Steven? What's up, T-Sun? T-Sunnin? What's up, Eclectic Agitator? Amina? Hello, hello. Now, my voice is going to be a little bit scratchy. But like I said, I'm coming off of a cold here. So as always, going to give about 2 or 3 minutes to get in here. And I pretty much made the announcements everywhere. So I'm going to give everybody time to get in here. And so welcome. Man, it's a beautiful day today here in South Carolina. What's the temperature today? A high of, I think it's 80 something. Let me see. Let me see what today's temperature is. 84. A high of 86. Right now it's 82. Okay, so it's dropping. It's about 6 p.m. here now. Over here on the East Coast, but the West Coast is still like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Traffic probably just starting up. Well, I don't miss any of that either. I don't miss traffic. I don't miss morning to work traffic. I don't miss after work traffic. I don't miss lunch traffic. I don't miss none of that. None of that. I just like I'm glad I know those times. So when I go out and need to do things, I'll go at the right times. I'll go at 10 o'clock. I'll go at 2-ish, this in between those times, where it's empty. But not much traffic here in Myrtle Beach anyway. So also with this video stuff now, I went ahead and hardwired this when I do video sessions now. So hopefully that'll clean up the pixelation a lot, because I was getting a lot of that, man. And I don't know if it was just due to too many people on the signal or something. I don't know. But, what's up, Wealthy Firefighter, Reigning Woman? Hello, hello. Get that out of there. All right. Want to thank everybody. Glad to see you too, Tyler. Good to see you. Friday traffic starts about 1 p.m. these days. I thought it was getting earlier and earlier. I don't know. I don't really I don't keep track of that stuff anymore. I don't, whatever. I mean, if I accidentally get caught in it, yeah. But, I got Waze for that too. I open up the Waze apps, and I program the Waze app to say, if I'm going somewhere and there's traffic, take me the roundabout traffic, and I just let it guide me through. I don't want to do no thinking. None, zero. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. What's up, Aaron? My name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where slaves live. Now, there's 2 types of slaves. There's unconscious slaves and there's conscious slaves. Unconscious slaves don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. That's hence unconscious. They don't trust the calculator, right? So if you believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage, all you got to do is open up your calculator and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. Now, does the calculator say you're a homeowner? Now, if you don't believe the calculator and you still believe you are a homeowner, that means you're unconscious because you don't believe the calculator, okay? All right, I'm just saying, right? Now there's conscious slaves. That was me until the age 40. Now, conscious slaves are what was once unconscious, woke up. I woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically said, take the math that we learned in grade school, just basic arithmetic, take that and apply it to your finances with these baby steps, and you'll win with money. I was like, is that it, Dave? Dave said, yep, that's it. I did it. Now I'm free. Now, once I got free, meaning on the other side of zero, north of zero, according to the laws of mathematics, once I got here, that's when I realized I was a slave. As I was getting out of debt, slave didn't come to mind until I freed myself. Once I freed myself, I said, oh, damn, I was a slave all that time. Yep, I was a slave. Now that's what I do. I help other people get out of debt. Now let me not skip this part because people don't really understand it. Unconscious slave, right? Now you're probably thinking, if I'm a slave, then LJ, who's my owners? I got to answer for that. Remember, I got to answer for everything. mathematically speaking, right? So log into your Credit Karma, your Experian, or whatever, right? Just log in. As soon as you log in, there's going to be this big number that's going to pop up in your face. I want you to put a negative in front of it, right? Now, that's how much money you owe some people. And you're probably thinking, well, who do I owe that? Go into your credit report and look at a list of all your owners. Those are all the people you owe that money to. Until they're paid back, they own you. That makes you a slave. Proverbs 22:7. I'm not even religious, all right? And once I got a debt, I took Dave's philosophy, applied it to me. I said, well, Dave, I'm saying to myself, well, Dave, if it's just math, what's religion got to do with it? Nothing. Math doesn't care what religion you are. 1 + 1 = 2 in any religion, any country, anywhere, in any language, it's still 2. Okay, math doesn't care about different languages, nothing. It doesn't care about any of that, right? Oh, dang, this thing is... Sorry about that. Math doesn't care. So I stripped out the religion. And then even the part in baby step 4 where he says, when you get down to your mortgage, start putting a 15% away for retirement. But according to the laws of mathematics, you can't put 15% of anything anywhere. If you got a mortgage, when you hear stuff like that, open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment, minus your mortgage balance, and hit equal. The calculator says you don't have 15% of anything to put anywhere into anything, let alone retirement. You're negative. You got to pay your house off. So this is where you come to SMD. SMD only goes according to the laws of mathematics. Now I'm LJ. I founded SMD, but SMD is a family. It's not just me. Okay. So now SMD is like bigger than me, right? I can't just go out and start spitting rhetoric everywhere, not making no mathematical sense. All the family members will be like, what the fuck is wrong with him? What's wrong with LJ? Right? I can't do that anymore. Right? So this is what I do. I help people get out of the debt matrix. Now I help people I know I can't help everybody, and I don't want to help everybody. I know that sounds like horrible, but it's not, because I don't want the system to change, because it's by choice. Unconscious slaves choose to be slave. I was choosing to be a slave by not trusting my calculator. All I had to do is just trust my calculator and I would have been free. That's how easy it was. But since I chose not to, I stayed a slave. So now what I do is help people like me that are wandering around the debt matrix, knowing something's wrong, but you can't put your finger on it. You just don't know. How come I'm not rich? Everybody else seems to be getting rich, but me. That was me. Until I freed myself, I was like, oh, that's why I wasn't getting ahead. I didn't even own me. SMD helps you own yourself, right? SMD helps you own yourself. That's the true meaning of SMD, right? But if you don't know you don't own yourself, you can't own anything outside of yourself. That's impossible. You can't do that. You can't own a business. You don't even own you. How you're running a successful business, but you don't own you? You can't do that according to the laws of mathematics. That's what I do. I help people cross through the door. And when I say cross through the door, I don't want to make it sound fancy. I help people believe the calculator. Okay. It sounds so, man, I'm just giggling because I was a college educated 6-figure earning slave. That's what I was. And all I had to do was just look at my calculator and say, hey, wait a minute. If I finance a car, that means I don't own it. According to the calculator says, nope, LJ, you sure don't. You own nothing. Nobody gets to finance anything on sale, Linnell. What are you you think you got a deal? No, you didn't. If the calculator could talk. Shout out to Mike Rambo for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Or super sticker, excuse me. Super sticker, thank you. Now, I want you guys to let me say hello to. Did I say here? I said what's up, Aaron, already, didn't I? Okay, Slave's gonna. It doesn't matter. What's up, Zeke? The master is live. Glad to see LJ, SMD. Thank you, Poindexter. What's up, Jewel? Hello. Now, today's title: Money Doesn't Exist for Unconscious Slaves. Okay. Now I understand that me saying stuff like to you probably hurt your feelings. First of all, I don't care about what slaves feel. I don't care what they think. I don't care about slaves' opinion. I know that sounds harsh too, doesn't it? Right? But they're slaves by choice. So when I hear the opinions of slaves, it doesn't matter, especially The opinions of slaves that make no mathematical sense. None, zero, make no sense. Now I'm going to walk you through why money doesn't exist for you slaves. Now, what you guys don't understand is money is the only way you can buy anything: house, car, business, clothes, shoes, anything on earth. You have to have money. That's the only way to buy anything, right? Now, if you add up all your savings and add up all your debt and add up all your savings, add up all your debt and hit equal, that's in the negative. The calculator is going to tell you that you have no money, none, zero. Even if you had some in your hand, even if you physically have money in your hand, the calculator is going to say, you don't have no money in your hand. I don't care what you see and what you feel. You don't have no money. Now, I thought about this, okay? And I'm going to put myself in this situation so you guys can understand and get it, right? Since money is the only way you can buy anything, and your finances are in the negative, that means you have no money. So that means you have no money to buy anything. So everything outside of you is a mathematical illusion. Your house, your car, your college degree, everything is an illusion. You didn't have no money to buy anything. None, zero. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because I want you guys to understand this, all right? I was that so-called high-valued man, college-educated, six-figure earner, nice place, car, all that stupid nonsense, bullshit, all of it. One day I was standing in my fancy high-rise apartment looking at all my fancy stuff in my living room and all this other stupid nonsense, right? And I remember saying to myself, something's missing. I was all by myself. I said, something is missing. They said, meaning everybody in the debt matrix, they said that if I get to this point, I'm supposed to be something. I'm supposed to feel a certain way. I got the house, the car, the 2.5 kids and the dog. Something's missing. But I didn't have anybody around me to tell me what was missing because I didn't know what question to ask. I just knew something was missing. I'm here to tell you what that is. I didn't own anything. Nothing I was looking at, I owned it. Not even the car in the fancy garage, not the building I was in. All my furniture was bought with credit cards and everything. I didn't own nothing. Nothing. Now, at the time, I didn't know what was missing. It wasn't another person. But now I'm telling you, I was in debt. I was a slave, but I didn't know I was a slave. Now you think about this. If you're in debt, how can you put away for retirement? You can't. You can't put away no money in retirement. You have no money. The calculator says it. The calculator says how much money you have to buy a house, to go on vacations, put money away for retirement, put money into the stock market so you can flip it and quadruple it and get interest and all compound interest. I know you guys learning all these terms, but you have no idea who's telling you these terms. Slaves are telling you guys, the slaves are telling you that you can invest while having student loan debt. No, you can't. You can't do that. You can't buy a house with student loan debt. No, you can't. No, you can't. According to who? Your friends or the laws of mathematics? I wish somebody would have said it to me like that back then. Hey man, I just bought a house. No, you didn't, Linnell. You didn't buy nothing. Did you pay cash? No. Then why do you think you bought it? I don't know. That's what everybody around me said. Nobody told it to me like that. Now you come to this channel, it's a hard pill to swallow because you're gonna have to take in under account all these years you've been doing it wrong. I get it. I totally get it. Totally get it. You're gonna go through. What about all the money I spent? And what about all the money I invested in? Yep, it's gone. See ya. Poof. What about all these people telling me to invest and do this and realty and property? It don't mean if you ain't got no money, don't worry about what real estate's doing. You ain't got no money? The housing market's hot. You got cash to pay for a house? No, then don't worry about what the housing market's doing. The majority of those people are slaves. Slaves don't know you can't buy a house with no money. They don't know that. Housing market wouldn't exist. Retirement accounts wouldn't exist. That's why you guys think retirement's an age, because you have no money. Retirement's not an age. Retirement is whenever you fucking feel like retiring, okay? It's not 65 and 70. That's made up. That's for slaves. Put your money into this account and don't touch it till you're like 65. I'm not doing none of that. No, I'm not. Oh, don't spend it until I'm 70? No. No, I'll spend it now. Thank you. What's up, Gabriel? NYC, what's up? Thanks. Shout out to 999 Super Chat. Peace, Uncle LJ, paying this slave tuition. They hate that word. Now, let me tell you something. You come here, right? When you're no longer a slave, the word slave doesn't bother you anymore. It doesn't, because you know you're not a slave. Slaves get triggered. And you know what? And you guys see me. I know they're not mad at me. They're mad at math. They're not mad at me. They're not mad at me. They're mad at math. They're just mad because I'm saying what math can't. Math can't talk. So, Geek Surgeon. So I'm thinking back, once you come out of the debt matrix, the financial world becomes much more quiet. Like I use this example. Have you ever been in like your kitchen or maybe in a building, and say you're in your kitchen, your refrigerator's running in the background. So you just kind of put it out your mind. Like you were sitting there just doing whatever you're doing, something in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden the refrigerator stops making that humming sound or whatever it's doing. And then it gets quiet. And then it kind of gets your attention like, oh, damn. That's how it becomes once you get out of the debt matrix. Because right now, the debt matrix is noisy. All of those slaves have no money to do anything. That's why there's so much chitter chatter in it. They don't know what they're doing. Once you get out of that, you don't pay attention to the chitter chatter because they don't know they're talking like that. They don't know you can't put away, if you have no money, you can't put away no money in retirement. The stock market doesn't exist. You think the stock market could exist without slaves? Nope. The housing market couldn't exist. The stock market couldn't exist. Credit card companies couldn't exist. Car loan places, they couldn't exist. That's why I'm telling you guys, just to be clear, I like the way it's set up. It's all by choice. Imagine how many slaves on YouTube are giving you guys financial information, giving you slave information, slave info. You have whoever's telling you financial, you don't have no idea how much debt they're in. They're just giving you their version of what they believe money. Put it this way. Paper money. Now, this is what's so crazy, right? And this is what's so crazy that none of it's hidden. Now, you can just Google this, okay? I'm not tricking you. Google how much they make a $100 bill for, right? They make it for 14 cents. Now, here's the dilemma. I get it, too. I get it, slaves. You're going to hold 100 in your hand. And then you're going to go on the government's website and see how much they made that 100 for. And you're going to say to yourself, which do I believe? Do I believe it's $100? Or do I believe what the government's telling me? Because they're not hiding anything from you, okay? They're not, you just go and click. That's how much they make. Yeah, that's how much we made this $100 bill for. Now you got to think to yourself, why do I believe it's 100? I don't know. Why you believe it's 100? Now, at the same time, I don't want anything to change, because if I go get this 14-cent piece of paper and hand it to a slave and they think it's 100, they just think it's a fucking 100. I don't care. I don't care. If you believe you're getting a match on your retirement account, you have no money, you can't match negative dollars. You can't. That's impossible. You come here, your whole entire financial life is going to change for the better. You'll meet a whole new group of people that you have never, ever, because I guarantee you this, people that understand money at this way, they're not going to talk to you slaves because you guys are just pointless. It makes no sense. It's a whole different world. You're going to lose friends because they're not going to understand it. They're going to, hey, what about my credit? That's the only way to get a car. A car is essential. The only way to get rich is invest in real estate. We're not with no money. If you ain't got no money, it doesn't matter what the fuck you're talking about. It don't matter. You have no money. Here's another thing, right? What you slaves don't understand, right? Say like interest rates, you're in a house and your interest and the housing value goes up. And then also next thing you know, the bank is reaching out to, hey, you better take advantage of these new interest rates. Take some equity out and pay off that car note and credit cards and stuff. Do you think they're reaching out to you because they just like you or something? Or what do you think that is? Because you don't know, you're not a homeowner. You don't own the equity in a house you didn't even have the money to buy, but you're going to borrow more money, resetting the 30-year clock. There's not an interest rate in the world that would be equal to resetting the clock on a mortgage. I would never do that. I would never do that. Wait a minute. I've been in this house 10 years. Yeah. If I refinance, that means I got to refinance it back to 30 years. Well, yeah, but don't look at that. Look at the good interest rate. Pay off the credit card. So because slaves, you guys don't know, the bank owns the cars, they own the credit cards, and then if you refinance the house, they own the house too. You pulling out money and you're giving it right back to them by paying off the cars and the credit cards. But they already know you pay off the credit cards, you're not going to cut up the credit cards, you're going to keep them. You're not going to throw them away. You're not going to cut them up and close them. You're going to keep them for emergencies and get deeper into debt than you were before. Why? Because money doesn't exist for you. You can't remodel the kitchen with borrowed money. It upped the value of the house. That's true. By you remodeling the house, by remodeling the kitchen, it did up the value of the house, but not for you. You don't own the house. What's up, Sal's? Shout out to Johnny Blaze for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you. Now all you gotta do is trust your calculator. That's it. Trust your calculator. And what's so crazy, everybody has a calculator on their phone. Damn near everybody has a phone, but they never use the calculator. You come over here, your whole world is going to change forever. When you come here, I want you guys to understand something. I'm never wrong, ever. When it comes to personal finances, I'm never, ever wrong, ever. Why? Because I always trust the calculator. And since I trust the calculator, when I say I'm never wrong, what I'm really saying is that because I trust the calculator, which is never, ever wrong, and I agree with the calculator, that means I'm also right too, because the calculator is never wrong, ever. Basic arithmetic. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 - 1 = 1. It's just simple. It's just nothing fancy. It'll be a superpower. You'll walk amongst a slave, they will have no idea you even exist. They can't hear. It's a whole different language. The language, I call it the language of zero. It's a whole different language. Slaves have no idea what I'm saying. Like, you hear me talking out loud right now, right? People jumping in, they hear the word slave, they start thinking about the slave on TV with all the programming. Hey, that's what a slave looks like. No, I'm not talking about that kind of slave. I'm talking about a debt slave. They don't show dead slaves on TV. Nope, it's up here. It's right here in your brain. You don't trust math? Yeah, you're a debt slave. That's you. If you believe you gotta, if you financed a Tesla and you think you're saving money on gas, you're a debt slave, because finance electric cars don't save money on gas. They don't. This is how much gas you're saving. Open up your calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance, and hit equal. Does the calculator is going to tell you how much gas money you're saving right there. Now here's the glitch. You're going to look at it and say, that's a negative number, LJ. I know it's a negative number. The calculator knows it's a negative number. The only person that doesn't know it's a negative number is you, slave. You. And then when you take I'm sorry, I went off a tangent, but I want you guys to understand something. This is how you got to think. This is how you will think once you get, and then all of a sudden you get a finance electric car, and then you stay at the electric pump for an hour. Now, if every gas station in town was like $3 or $4 a gallon, but this one gas station was 99 cents a gallon, but the only catch was everybody that fills up had to stay there an hour. Would that be worth your time? But you accept that with an electric car. You know why? Because the car owns you, slave. That's why. People that have money, they buy electric cars in cash. They have superchargers at home. They're not going to waste their time that's if you get to the charger right away. You might have a wait to get to the charger. Only slaves do that. Only slaves will waste away something that you can't get back. That hour, that 2 hours, the 1 hour that you wait in line, and then the 1 hour that the charger, that's 2 hours that you can never get back ever, because you had no choice, because the car owns you. That's why. You won't do shit like that anymore. That won't happen. Anything that takes away the time of your life, because slaves, you guys don't really understand that, because you don't own the time of your life. You don't own you. And if you don't own the time of your life, you don't know that. That's it. All you got to do is just like this. When you see all these electric car people telling you about how much money they're saving and they taking trips, all you got to do is this, and they will never know this. Hey, did you pay cash for that car? They will all come back talking about their leasing, their finance, their leasing, so they keep getting upgrades, just like their cell phone. Same thing, over and over and over again. Slaves don't know. They create the wheel. They know they're the rat in the wheel. They know they're the rat, but they don't know how that wheel is created and how it's powered by you, slaves. By financing shit over and over and over and over, and it gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and it gets so fast. You're looking at the money, right? Because you think the money's inside, but the wheel's spinning so fast, you don't realize the money's on the outside of the wheel, slave. You're never gonna get it, ever. You can't see it because that wheel is spinning so fast. Once I stopped the wheel personally, I was like, that dollar bill's that's a hologram? That was a hologram the whole time. It was never real. Wasn't even real. You mean to tell me 40 years old and I figured out money was a hologram? Now, I'm going to be really, so you guys can understand, okay, it's a little bit deeper than what it is. You guys always hear slave, but this is what it really is. Since it's obviously a choice, because I was once a slave, what you're really slave to is what's called unconscious ego. Unconscious ego doesn't trust math and doesn't know it doesn't trust math. Doesn't even know it. Doesn't even know it. Are you a slave to unconscious ego? You don't have to keep following unconscious ego. You can change your mind just like I did. You can change your mind. You can say, wait a minute. I'm going to trust the calculator this time. Unconscious ego doesn't like that. That's why I get so much resistance, because that's unconscious ego. Unconscious ego doesn't like that. Once you remove that, once you stop being a slave to unconscious ego, then you're free. Then you own yourself. The business of you. This is how you can tell if you can be a successful entrepreneur or a successful business person. You want to know how you can know that today? Open up your calculator. Log into your online credit report. Go get that big ass number that's in there and put a negative in front of it. Then open up your calculator, put in your savings minus that big ass number and hit equal. That lets you know how the business of you is doing. Look at the calculator and say, is the business of me doing? If the calculator isn't saying you're in the negative, the business of you is not doing business at all because you're in the negative. You take care of that. You own the business of you. Everything outside of you is guaranteed, almost 99% guaranteed to be successful. You got to understand something. If the same people, we're all the same people, just because it's crossing over. If they believe they're homeowners and they cross over to the business side, they're going to also believe the business owners. When they don't own anything. That doesn't matter. Who cares if they know this or not? It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Without slaves, business couldn't exist. Without slaves, housing market couldn't exist. Do you want to be still mixed up in that stuff? If you want to get out, you can get out now, right here, SMD. You can get out right now. Just, hey, LJ, I need a consultation. Please help me, sir. I can give you the blueprint. This is the way right here, the yellow brick road, whatever you want to call it. I'll give it to you. Not give it to you, but you know what I mean. What's up, Omanique? Now here's a link if you guys want to understand what does it mean, money. Because actually, in actuality, no currency. I just say money because money seems to get slaves' attention. But in reality, no currency in any form exists for you slaves. Gold, silver, platinum, cryptocurrency, none of it exists for you. None, zero, nothing. Currency has positive or negative. Just because you hold $1, say like this. Say like you had $100 in your hand. And because you have it in your hand, you think it's positive. But if you said $100 minus your student loan debt and hit equal, the calculator would say, no, that's a negative dollar. That's a negative $100. That's not a positive $100. All you got to do is believe the calculator. What's up, John? Now, if you guys got some questions, now's the time to ask. If you want to get out the debt matrix, in the meantime, if you want to pick up a shirt, and I should have had this ready. 1 second, let me get this link real quick. I got several shirts up there now with several statements, almost 10 or 11. I'm gonna put about 3 more up there tonight. So that should hold off a lot of people with saying, oh, I want this statement, I want that statement, and it's up there now. Let me see. Oh, come on. I'm gonna post it here, and I'm gonna put it there. There we go. Okay. That's why I stopped purchasing, stop pay off debt. Exactly. You're exactly right, Omanique. You guys, you can't buy stock with negative dollars. That's impossible. Anybody here investing in AMC, and you got to ask, are you in debt? If they say yes, don't listen to them because they're investing negative dollars. Well, at least they think they can invest negative dollars. You can't do that. Anybody telling you guys to invest in any type of anything, especially this year, right now, when scamming's running rampant, anybody asking, hey man, you should invest in so-and-so, man. You could flip and dip and do all this. You got student loan debt? Yeah, don't listen to them. They have no idea what they're saying. Not a clue. Don't listen to slaves. Right now, they're probably telling you guys to invest in real estate because it's hot. Don't do it. And when I say don't do it, if you have no money, say, When anybody suggests that to you, you ask yourself, does my bank account agree? Does my bank account say I can buy a house in cash right now? No, then it doesn't matter. 9 times out of 10, the person that's telling you, they want you to be just like them, a slave. Thank you, thank you. It's just mathematics. You're right, they're not business owners. You got to remember, if 97% of people are in debt, that means they're slaves. And all those people don't have any money. That's according to the laws of mathematics. They're in the negative. So that means everything imagine the percentage out of those 97% of people that are investing in the stock market. You guys do know the stock market couldn't exist without slaves, right? You guys have to know that. It could not exist without slaves. The stock market is a rich man, not a wealthy people's paradise. That's like an ATM. That's like guaranteed money. Because all you got to do, you guys are watching TV, you're watching the trends, you're watching all these so-called professionals, all these stock market gurus because you see what they got and all. No. All you got to do is, how many people are in debt? 97%. Oh, that means at least 90-some% of the stock market are slaves. Investing with money that doesn't exist. They don't know what to do, who to trust. And all they got to do is trust math. That's it. That's all they got to do. Trust math. Imagine this. Let me give it a rundown so you guys can understand how badly you do yourselves at a job. Now, let's say I'm gonna use myself for an example. When I was a slave, I was making 6 figures. That means I'm in a high tax bracket, which I couldn't do nothing about. When you're in debt, you can't do anything about your tax bracket. You cannot lower it if you're in debt. You can't. That's impossible. Now, high tax bracket. So when I get my check, first taxes are taken out, and then all of the this and that and the Fed and the welfare and then the medical comes out of my check. And then retirement comes out of my check. And if the company decides they'll only do it, they'll give you a 6% match if you donate this amount of money in there. And of course you want to get that match, but I didn't know I couldn't match negative dollars. And then all of the finance charges that come out by making payments. Can you imagine how much money I was really bringing home? I wasn't bringing home nothing. They was doing me so dirty. Ooh, they was doing me so dirty. Ooh, they was doing me dirty. When I think about myself back then, and I think about the time that I was giving away when I keeping that phone on my hip, because when you got a phone and they pay for it, I was thinking that I was coming up. But what that really means is that, hey, since I pay for your phone, I have 24-hour access to your life. I'm going to pay you for 40 hours, but I have 24-hour access to your life. I didn't know that. And I remember when I would get calls on my day off, something inside of me was like, hey, man, that's not right. Something's wrong about that. Because I used to think like this. Damn, I could be in the middle of my kid's birthday party and I get a phone call from my job, even though I'm not on call, and that was anywhere in part of my contract, but I would feel obligated to answer that phone because I let them pay for it. That's why I felt obligated to it. Even if they pay for it, you still don't have to feel obligated, but that's what enhanced it. Because I remember I would bring my phone home, and if I was downstairs and accidentally left my phone upstairs, I would get this anxious feel. Oh my God, did I miss a call? Did I miss an email? They got me good. They got me. I got myself good. They didn't do anything. Hey, that's just business. I'm not angry at any employer that took advantage of the time in my life, because it was up to me to stand up to say no. I could have said no. Oh, no. You can't call me anytime you want. No, that was nowhere in the contract. And I promise you. And if you said that, I wouldn't work for you. Oh yeah, you gotta wear this phone even when you're off, just in case. No, that means you own my life. No, I'm not wearing it when you mean I gotta wear the phone even when you're not paying me? Are you insane? No, thank you. Oh yeah, here at this job, we do mandatory overtime. Thank you for telling me. I won't be working here. You ain't gonna mandatory anything. I'm signing over 40 hours of my life. That's it. You ain't doing mandatory anything. It's crazy, man. And I want you guys too, that listen to all these fucking gossip channels and shit. I want you to understand something. You know how they always throw out the six figure this, 6 figure person, you know why they do that? Because you slaves think that's a lot of money. You guys think 6 figures is a lot of fucking money. It's not a lot of money. But if they keep repeating it over and over and over in your head, you're going to believe 6 figures. So this person, whoever makes 6 figures, college educated or something, you think there's something. No, that's not nothing. No, it's not. It's not. Because usually those same people that are those 6 figure earners, they usually got student loan debt that's double that. Who cares what they earn? If somebody's making $100,000, but they got $300,000 in student loan debt, who gives a fuck what they are earning? That's a slave. Don't get caught up in that shit. Okay, stay away from that stuff. That doesn't. High valued person and this. Don't get caught up in that, man. Just say, hey, you're a high value person, because they like to show their degrees in the background. You know, you fall for it, and all you gotta do is say, hey, man, you got student loan debt? Yeah. That means you don't own those degrees on the wall then. Nope. No, you sure don't. No, you don't. You graduated in what, 2000? Yeah, it's 2021. And they're considering you a high value person, and you've kept how long did you go to college? 4 years, but you kept your student loans for 20, right? And counting. And you're considered high value. No, you're not. No, you're not. High value slave. Don't get caught up in the stage. All that stuff you guys see behind them and the front. That's a stage, man. That's business. It don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything. When they come on camera and there's no different than going to a stage play. They're getting ready. They put on the costume and then they turn on the camera. And then once it's over, they just shut it down and they come out of the room. But if you get caught up in that, you think they live their life like that every day, that's on you. Most of those people you're following, up to their debt, up to their eyeballs in debt, they're slaves, just slaves. And money doesn't exist for slaves. So always ask them if they have student loans. Just know this. If they tell you yes, everything that you see is an illusion, a mathematical illusion. It doesn't exist. You can't buy anything. The only way you can buy something is with cash. And if you have student loan debt, you have no money. You have no money for anything. Better believe it's 6-7 figure debt. They have the most debt. And you see these people that spit out multiple degrees. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like when you get out of the debt matrix and you see somebody spitting out a whole bunch of degrees, you know what adds up in my head? How much fucking student loan debt are you in? You got how many degrees? Oh, I got a professional doctorate. Then I got my undergrad. Then I got my master's in this. Ooh, how much student loan debt do you have? I don't care about your degrees. How much student loan debt do you have? I hope that's not you. Now, this is what I want you guys to do. Go to finance channels, and I want you to look on the wall behind them. Always look on the wall. They always put the degrees. Now, so you guys understand something. If they have student loan debt, you know what those degrees are? Those are advertisements for the college. These slaves are paying to advertise for the college. So if you're impressed by them, you will naturally look on the wall and the degree and think, wow, they must have got that smart right from that college. I think I'm going to go get me some student loan debt and go to that college. That's free advertisement. It's nothing. They don't mean anything. They don't even own the piece. The frames that they have them in cost more. They don't even own it. All you gotta look. Everything's positive and negative. Don't be impressed by their clothes, their teeth, hey man, how many degrees you got? Oh yeah. You got student loan debt? Yeah. Don't listen to anything they say from you don't need to hurt. You don't need to know anything else. Oh, cool, man. All right. Thank you. Let me know how it goes when you wear it out. I wore this one out again today. I actually washed this one, and it fits even better now that I've washed it. So it fits very good. What's up, L. Marshall? And I got something, sorry for the sniffles, because I'm working out something right now, and I'll tell you guys later when it's official, but I'm going to be on a podcast, and it's a big one. And if everything works out, I'll let you guys know and let you know which podcast it will be. But so you guys can understand how S&D works, I want you guys to see what happens. What's up, Snuggles? LJ is all wrong about everything he says. I made all of you. What'd you say? LJ is all wrong about everything he says. I made all of you all to go and buy stuff by the way of financing it. Don't worry, everything will be all right. Trust your feelings, young Jedi. Financing it, won't worry. Not sure what that means, Snuggles. I'm lost on that one. Company tried to get me to refinance the house. No, this time exactly. You better believe they are reaching out to millions of people. Millions of people right now to refinance your house. Millions. If you've done it, hey, they got you, man. If your student loan debt is older than your subprime mortgage, no, if your student loan debt is older than your mortgage, they got you. If your student loan debt is older than your subprime mortgage, they really got you. They knew you're going to take that money because you needed it. How about that 1% mortgage? Sometimes I'll go to other channels just to listen. I rarely make comments. I watch a lot of financial channel because I'd be just trying to look for somebody that's like me. You know what I'm saying? I really do look for it, right? And 99% of it is it's just bad stuff, man. It's horrible. What's up, Johnny Blaze?
Hey, what's going on, LJ? Long time, man.
Long time, man. I'm glad you jumped up here. What's happening? Can you hear me okay? I can't hear you if you're talking.
How about now?
Now I can. All right.
Okay, yeah, I had a phone call coming in.
Okay.
I was like, no, I'm just gonna say, man, I've been getting all these offers, for the refinance. So I don't know why. I decided, you know what? Let me just hear what they got to say. So I went through, listened to the guy, give his spiel or whatnot, tried to, do his little song and dance, get the numbers down to refinance. Now, I did this refinance thing a year ago. And honestly, it was too soon. I shouldn't have done it. And like I said, they got me because like now I'm like
This
you
is
now.
business.
I'm
It's
looking.
business.
It's a business
Yeah.
because when you actually look at it, what happens really, all they do is the money just restarts your clock all over again. Now, there's only one way I see this thing working to someone's advantage, and three things have got to happen. Number one, they've got to get your interest rate, extremely low. The cost of them doing it has to also be extremely low. And the third thing is you need to either keep your monthly payments where they are or increase them. Those three conditions have to happen. Otherwise, it's worthless.
Johnny Blaze, let me tell you something.
Mhm.
They would have to take my right arm to make me restart the clock on a mortgage. That's how good the deal
Yeah.
would have to be.
Yeah.
There's
So
no
like
way they would. There's no deal they could ever make me to restart a clock on a mortgage.
no, yeah, right now,
Ever.
and I was pushing the guy. Yeah, I was like, look, I need my interest rate down at this particular point, and I need you guys to pretty much almost charge me nothing. He's like, I can't do that. Well, then we can't make a deal.
Right. It's amazing like right now, they pushing 40-year mortgages, right? That's
Yeah.
just, but then again, if you how many times did you refinance your house? Once or twice?
The current house I'm in just once.
What about previous times?
I've had so this is the fourth house that I have purchased. I've never owned any of the four houses.
Right. No, I'm just talking about refinances. How many times did you refinance a single house?
Yeah. So once on this house and once on a previous house.
Now, so when you and how long were you in the first house before you refinance, and how long was it when you refinance? How long were you in the house here?
Okay, so let me go backwards. So I'm gonna do this house first. So this house I purchased, at least I signed paperwork in 2019.
2019.
Yeah, I
Oh,
refinanced,
so you just bought it.
not barely, yeah, like 9 months in. Yeah.
Okay. And you
that was not,
refinanced it
and that was
already.
kind of a mistake.
2 years, you 2 years in, and you refinanced it.
Yeah, once.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now the only and I'm not even gonna say it's an advantage, it's a small advantage, was that I increased my payments, the payment amount.
You refinanced your house to increase your payment amount.
Yeah.
See how
Yeah.
I said
Well,
that?
because
I said
one
that?
thing that I love. Yeah. Yeah.
You refinanced your house to increase the payment amounts.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So what they did, of course, they brought my actual payment down, and I actually increased my payment. I'm just trying to pay less in interest. That's all. Yeah. But looking back on it, wasn't the smartest idea. But
What type of mortgage do you have?
I have a VA because I'm retired military.
Mm.
Yeah. We talked before about this.
Is that your only debt?
Yes. Cars paid off, no student loans. Yeah, this is my only debt. No credit cards.
I would sell that house, man.
I'm kind of stuck here for a little while.
No, you ain't stuck.
Yeah.
You ain't stuck. I would pay that. I'd sell that house right now. And the reason why I say it, because you can get it right now. You can get the money for it right now.
Yeah, I probably could. I'm
Once
actually,
the madness stop, you're gonna be upside down in that house.
oh yeah, I already figured it because I noticed a lot of my neighbors now are selling their houses, like
Yes,
they're moving.
they're getting out.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now?
Me, I'm 48.
48.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd sell that house, man.
Yeah. So right
But I
now
know you're
I'm on
not.
target to pay. Mhm.
You
Yeah,
on target what? Say it again.
but I'm on target to pay it off in about between 13 and 16 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, how old will you be in 16 years?
Too old. Let's see, what,
No, I want you to count it, and then I
60?
want you to say it out loud to yourself.
Yeah. let me
Okay, let's do it. Let's go through it
let me
together.
do this real
How old
quick.
will you be in 16 years?
In 60 years, let's see what. I'm actually adding it up right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's see what. Here we go. So 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64.
64 years old. You really think it take
Yeah,
that
man.
long to pay off one house?
No, hopefully I'll be able to do it a little sooner than that. I'm going to try to shoot for 10 years.
Hmm. What if you don't?
But, luckily, if I don't, then that's what define, I can't. I mean, right now, long as I do the thing that you say, I use that phantom income, and that's what all that extra money's going.
No, what I'm saying to you is this, because VA mortgages are horrible, number
Yeah.
one. Number two, this time right now will never happen again in our lifetime. This is not going to ever happen again with the housing market.
Yeah.
This is not going to happen again. And VA mortgages are bad news, very bad. Very bad. I don't even know why they do that to veterans. That doesn't make no sense to me. But whatever, business is business. I get it. I totally get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's just my
Yeah.
feelings, okay? And my feelings don't matter, okay? So
Right. Yeah. I know,
I want
man.
you to,
Hey,
the
I'm
reason
with
why I'm
you on
saying I
that.
want you to be
You
free,
know,
and I
the
want you
thing
to
with
be
the whole VA.
go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think the reason they do the whole VA thing is, the no money down thing. A lot of veterans like that. Hey, we ain't got to. But the key is you actually want to put a large down payment down on a house. You can pay it off a lot faster. It makes more sense. As you
You
always
know
say.
the real reason why they came up with that?
Go ahead.
Because they have no money.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why you can't buy anything with no money. So
Mm-hmm.
if they believe it, that's why they put, hey, you don't need no money down, and it looks attractive because they have no money.
Yeah, like for my house, I put a very large down payment down. Like, oh no, because I understand I'm not trying to pay 30 years on this thing.
Honestly, man, how much you owe? How much you owe on your house?
My house, what I own this thing, 345,
335.
345.
That would terrify me to have 345,000 over 50 at age 51. 345,000 over my head. That would literally terrify me.
Hey, that's why I say every available dollar is going to pay this thing off. And no, that's why I won't have any car payments, no credit cards, none of that
When are
nonsense.
you? When you retire? When are you retiring? What age?
But I'm on my second career now, so luckily I get extra income coming in from the military. So I got that plus the current job that I have now. I plan on staying in this job for a while. I like it.
Do you love it?
Do I love it?
No, you don't.
Sometimes,
Does it
yeah,
look like? Does it look
but I
like I
like it.
love what I do? Does it look like I love what I do?
Oh, I think you do. Yeah.
I do. I love helping people,
Okay.
and I don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to wake up years later and be like, "Damn, I should have sold this damn house."
Mm,
Because a VA mortgage is that says everything.
yeah.
Because you notice how people
Well,
say
if the
VA
right
mortgage.
opportunity, yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying if the right opportunity, presents itself, well,
What do you
comes
mean?
along, then
It's
I just
presenting
may
now.
sell it and move out of here.
It's presenting to you now. People are paying.
Well, no, I meant like, yeah.
People are like what?
No, I'm saying no. No, if I sell this, I'm leaving this area completely. I'm moving to another part of the country. I'm not going to stay here.
You still can sell and live there still. You know that, right?
True. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. No, I just, you know what? And I'm saying this because of our age.
Yeah.
I don't want you to, I want you to be able, that's why I said, do you love what you do? Like, no, I want you, is there, what is it in your life that you would love to do that wouldn't feel like work?
Wow.
That you could do every day?
Honestly, I can't even answer that question. I'll be honest with you, at least not right now. I mean, the job I do now, I mean, I do enjoy it. I mean, I teach for a living, so I mean, to a marked degree, I'm helping people. I mean, I like that.
Yeah, you ain't gonna sell though.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna sell. Not right
No,
now.
you're
I'm not
not.
gonna sell.
You say
I'll
you
be
say it like
honest.
this. Hey, LJ, I'm not gonna sell.
Yeah.
And that's cool, man. And I'm not saying, hey, you're a bad guy for now. I'm just telling you something. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want you.
No, I get it. I
I
mean,
want you to know what it feels like to be free.
you know what? I was free 2.5 years ago. When I had no car payments, no house payment, I was just renting, and it was wonderful.
And you decided you got tired of it. You got tired of being free.
No,
Oh, that's enough of
a
this free shit.
family decision.
Sign me up for that VA.
You know what? I tell you what, I won't call it free. You know what I call it?
Do anything you want. That shit is boring, man. Oh man.
Hey, LJ, you know what I call it? I don't call it free. I said, man, I was living what I call the nomad lifestyle.
What's that?
You know, like okay, in the old days, nomads, they would just go from spot to spot, set the tent up, farm, hunt it. When that area was no good, they move again.
Right.
The nomads.
It's nice. That, you know what that is? That's just not even moving around, just no attachments like that. That's all that is, man. And I don't, like I said, VA mortgages are very, very bad. People that get VA mortgages, they buy houses without lawyers because they have no money. You see all that. You remember that thick stack of paperwork they handed to you to sign an initial here, sign here, initial here? Remember that thick?
Oh, it's thick.
Remember that thick? Now, they hand you that thick stack of paperwork right in front of them while they're across the desk from you, right?
Oh, yeah.
They didn't know. You don't have no time to read those papers. You don't understand anything in those papers. And the reason why I'm saying it, because I did it. I would never buy a house without a lawyer. I would never do that.
Yeah, I know, man. And I've done it. This is my 4th time doing it.
I did it. I did it a couple times. That will never happen again.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just want you to be free. I do. I just say these things to plant the seed in your head, because especially at our age, I want you just to think about what you're saying. This house right now, these prices, they're just made up prices. They're not real. They're inflated. Slaves are going into a frenzy right now. This is the time to sell that house. Let them buy it up. Let them get it. They're getting 40-year mortgages. They don't care. They'll pay you more than what your house. Right now, you could get out of your house and probably with some money in your pocket.
I'm gonna look at something because I want to double check, because for some reason, like my neighborhood, there are quite a bit of for sale signs over here. So I know everybody's kind of competing with each other a little bit also.
Have you looked have you looked up the value of your house right now?
I have not.
Okay, you should do that. And then everybody that you see buying houses.
Because what I look at.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. No, what I do look at is the daggone property taxes I'm paying.
But see, this is what it is. You're saying that because they're high. You think they're high?
They're not as high as where I used to live. So.
Well, imagine this. Would they be, if you didn't have a mortgage payment, would your taxes still be high?
No, I wouldn't even think about it.
You wouldn't even think about it. Exactly. Only slaves look at taxes like that. Taxes are your friend. Taxes are not your enemy. They are your friends. Because if you have no house payment, you wouldn't care about the price of taxes. That's nothing. You could pay that. You pay it once for a year or whatever, however they're paid, and that's it.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Everybody that you see buying houses, they're getting them with mortgages.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Yeah, look up, see how much your house is worth, man. See what you got left, and see how much it's worth, and see if, hey, man, see if you can get, look and see. Might be a lot worth more than what your balance is.
Okay. Oh, one of your people in the chat is asking a question.
What's that?
Is that Omika? She's asking, as a veteran, your taxes should not be high. Now, and I want to make a disclaimer here. If you're a veteran that's 100% disabled, you can get no taxes. But I'm not 100% disabled, so that doesn't work. And of course,
You there still? Johnny, we lose you? I can't hear you if you're talking. Oh, yeah. Thank goodness you did that. Thank goodness you did that. Okay, 1 second here. All right, let me kick. You there?
hey, sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. No, I'm trying to answer that question. Yeah. So, with the whole disabled veterans, it depends on two things. Number one, your state, and number two, your rating. So that's how the whole taxes piece kind of works out.
Yeah, but like I said, when people say, "Hey, man, you can do this," a disabled veteran. I don't want to be disabled. You can be free, but just being yourself. Taxes, without taxes, it's the whole backbone of the economy. If you have no debt, taxes are not high.
Oh no,
They just
you're right.
look
Yeah.
high because the majority of people, you know why slaves blame taxes? Because they keep say they took 30% of your take home, right? And you keep 70. You keep 70 and you're still complaining. You still think it's taxes. And it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, man, all I can say, LJ, keep doing what you're doing. I'm definitely learning a lot. I enjoy you. I enjoy your channel. I gotta say, man, I watched the restream of you on Bernard's. Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, you know what? It was very good being on Bernard's show. I like the way he does his show. I like that. I think me
Yeah,
and Mill and I
he
are
runs
going
a
to do
very,
some on
very good
Sunday
show.
too. So be looking out for that, you guys.
Okay. All right. But you know what? One guy asked a question that never got answered.
What's that?
So one of the people asked a question. He says, out of all the folks who get mortgages, how many of them actually pay off their houses?
Oh
And
yeah.
when he asked that question, somebody basically interrupted and basically reset the entire conversation. Because that right there was probably the most important question that was asked, and it wasn't answered.
Well, they would have never answered that question.
No.
We could see that question. You got to remember, slaves they don't really,
Yeah.
I know it's weird, but they don't really understand that question.
Right.
They'd be like, oh, what are you saying that for? You're just trying to be a smart or so, they just think the dumbest things.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that one question right there would have put the whole thing to bed, because the guy who brought it up, he understood what you were talking about. You're talking about personal finance. If you, like I said, the only reason I can afford to pay double my mortgage is because I don't have any other debts. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I can do this. What I do. I realize not not having another car, not having student loan debts is the only way I can do what I do.
Why did you refinance? Why did you refinance?
the only reason I honestly did it was I talked with my aunt. She kind of talked me into it, and I actually ran some numbers. I did a little bit of math on this one, and it actually saved me about $20,000 in interest. However, that 20,000 I saved, I had to end up paying the company 9 grand to do this that they tacked on the back end. So in actuality, I only really saved myself about $12,000. But had I just kept paying like I was, I probably would have came out slightly better. I would have come out better.
Why don't you just double your payments and not refinance? Why don't you just double your payments by yourself?
No, I'm saying that's what I should have just that's what I was doing. And
No.
I should have just kept doing that.
Oh.
Yeah. And that would have been, so that's why when these guys called me again, like, oh, no, I'm not falling for the same thing twice. No.
You can get out, man. If you change your mind, I strongly suggest you just change your mind. Because I want you to be free, man. I want you to really experience what it's like to be free. I do. There's nothing like it. Yeah. There's nothing like it, Johnny.
Okay.
Nothing
well, I hope yeah. Hey, I want to get back there again, man. I do. All right. Well, hey, I don't want to hold you. I know you got other folks, man. I got to go take care of some stuff here.
Okay.
Well, thank you for having me on, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
All right, later. Yeah. You know, I mean, I get it. I totally get it, man. That's you come to the S&D channel. I'm basically telling you to unlearn what you've been taught by everybody throughout your life. Unlearn everything and just take my word for it. But even though the difference between my gift and everybody else's gift, I can prove my gift. Everything I'm saying, I can prove with a calculator. Okay, that's the difference between me and about 99% of the other inspirational speakers, personal finance gurus that use. The only difference between me and them, I can prove mine with a calculator. When somebody says, hey, invest this, earn 5% here, and then you'll do this and watch the market here. No. If you trust the calculator, you'll know you can't do any of that because you have no money. You got to trust the starting point. They could say nobody knows what the market except, I mean, once you get out of the debt matrix, you can clearly see what the market does and how it's influenced. It's clear. You don't have to watch a TV screen with fast little tickers on the bottom and doing all these graphs and stuff. All you got to do is watch slaves. Just watch the slaves. This is what you do. This is how you do it. You look at the TV and you see all the fancy graphs and the ups and downs charts, and then all you guys say, how many people are in student loan debt? Hey, what is this stock doing? Oh, it's going up and down. You can't watch it. How many people are in credit card debt? That's all you got to do. You don't have to pay attention to all that stuff. That stuff is just stuff. That's just to keep your brain busy doing stuff. Because if you don't know, this is what you got to understand. If you don't know you don't own yourself, you can't understand any of that stuff that you're seeing on the TV screen. You don't even own you. You think you're watching the stock market? Say like this is you. You're watching the stock market. You think you know your shit. You got all these degrees and this and that, and you got all these certificates. And then I turn to you and say, how much debt are you in? You say, I don't know. If you say, I don't know, you don't know any of that. You don't know any of that. Hey, how much student loan debt do you have down to the exact dollar? I don't know. Then you don't know nothing. Shit, I saw some people that I said something in a particular group. And I said, if you are upside down in your car right now is the time to sell. You could sell your car and sell it to a slave. Right now, they said used cars are hard to come by. You know what that means? If you are upside down in a car, go sell it. Then you'll be free. Give that burden to somebody else. What's up, Amina? That's very difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult. Very difficult. Very difficult. It's very difficult for me. Hey, it's just, hey, it's business. It's business, man. It's business. Very bad. Very bad. Very bad. I hate to see that stuff, man. I do. I hate to see it. And last statement, the man said, I'm proud of a double more. It's like, man, that hourglass is ticking, man. Right now, I'm on no fuck around speed. I've already wasted enough time slaving around in the debt matrix. Listening to the wrong people. I've wasted enough time. I got my foot's all the way to the floor. You guys better be looking out for this, man. This podcast come through. SMD is about to go through the roof. They've never gonna. Then I guarantee you, whatever podcast I get on will never ever had a guest on like me ever. Ever. What you mean money doesn't exist? I can show you. I did that on the Bernard show. I showed Bernard that the money doesn't exist. You watch. Sell that. What's up, Atticus? Zero debt. Now I just eat the popcorn and watch the slaves. Exactly. I went out today with the shirt on. I just get those looks, man. Now, remember, this is why I want you guys to realize something. Don't go out expecting the slaves to say something to you. You got to remember, it's going to take a very bold slave to ask what that means, okay? But they don't know that when they're reading it, when they're reading the statement on the shirt, you got to remember this. They're going to be stuck in a glitch for about a second and a half, maybe, because they're going to look at the question and they're not going to really understand it. That's when you're going to catch them looking, because if they see you looking, then they're going to look away. You know, like, oh, I don't want him looking. I don't want him seeing me look at the shirt. But they don't know that they already glitched. They already glitched, because they're going to read it and like, fuck, that don't make any sense. And then it's not going to register. And then they're going to be in a glitch mode for a second. That's all you really want to see. That's all you really want to see on their face. Because when they come up to you, it's going to be like this. I see it all the time. I've been wearing the shirt all day. This is the look. And then when they look up, they see me looking at them. Like, I'm waiting for you to ask me a question, but then they just look away. That's what you really want. It's just planted the seed. So when they read it, they're going to go away. They're just not going to, they're going to say, damn, what does that mean? And then even if they stop looking at it, they're going to be like, what does that mean? And then after that, maybe they might not think about it, but one or two are going to say, okay, well, okay, I got to see what that meant. That's the only people we're really looking for. Attic says, I watched the show after the fact. Toward the end, people just got triggered. Coming back, leave, come back. I got to say one more thing. You're not mad at me, slave. You're mad at math. That's why you guys don't see me react, because I know they're not mad at me. They're mad at math. I didn't invent math. I didn't invent it. I didn't make this calculator. They're like, oh, LJ better make his own calculator. Why would I make my own when I have one right here? I wouldn't make my own. That's stupid. Once a person asks me about the shirt, I will ask them, do you make monthly payments on your smartphone or call? Yeah, you guys already know what questions to ask them. You guys already know. You guys are ready for it. But don't go out there being ready to get asked the question, because slaves are not, they got too much pride and ego. It's really unconscious ego for the family. You guys got to understand. It's the unconscious ego is what they're slave to. It's not, they're not really a slave. Slave, even though you guys hear me call them a slave, they're not really slaves because they have a choice. They're really slaves to unconscious ego. Because when they come back, like you see me on the panel, you see them getting mad. They're not mad at me. They're mad at their unconscious ego because unconscious ego don't trust math. That's it. Right. They got to go through that grief. They got to go through those 5 stages. It's unconscious ego. That's what it is. And you know what? Actually, I made that shirt too. Okay, I'm gonna post that later on tonight. I made unconscious ego ? Now, when a slave sees that, they're not gonna know what unconscious ego means. So they're gonna either give you the glitch look, or one of them's gonna ask, well, what's that mean? And then you just tell them unconscious ego doesn't trust math, doesn't know he doesn't trust math. Are you a slave to unconscious ego? And then they're going to say, what does that mean? And you say, do you got a car payment? Put in your car payment minus your car. And then you just run through it. That's all. But it's weird. It's weird to me now. It's like when they get mad, I really don't. This is the only thing that bothers me, okay? Because I know you guys love me for my facial expressions. This is the only thing that bothers me. When they want to go through this long story about if they did this, and then the market returns here, and then the housing market, and then the fiat currency, this and that. I just don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear that long program. It's a program that they're running. They don't know that they're running a program. What you invested in? You invested in the stock market, LJ? No. Oh man, look at me. Are you renting? Look at you. You don't have no money. This is what slaves don't know to ask. Okay, they don't know to ask these questions. If I say I'm renting, they don't know to ask, well, LJ, what company are you renting from and who owns the company? They don't know to ask that question. They just assume if they hear rent, they think, and this is what they always say, oh, you're just making the person that owns the property rich. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Who owns the property? What's the name of the property and who owns it? They don't know to ask that question. I just go, yep, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm making the owner rich. You're correct. I'm making the owner rich. You're right. Oh, you're a bum. No, I'm not. No, you just don't know. Okay. They just keep going around and they keep telling these long, drawn out stories. I mean, like my mama, my sister, and it's always, have you noticed this when slaves say this? It's always somebody outside of them. It's always the rich people do this, the wealthy do this. You got student loans. What do you know about what the wealthy do? You got student loans? Yeah. Well, how could you possibly know what the wealthy do and you had student loans older than your children? That don't make any sense. You think they're talking to you? They ain't talking to you. They want nothing to do with you. You have 20-year-old student loans. What are you talking about, slave? Or they'll say you're a slave to your landlord. Oh, well, who's my landlord, slaves? Who owns the company, slave? Did you ask that question? You didn't ask that question, did you, slave? I know you don't even know to ask that question. I saw Amina in there. Amina, she was in there trying to say these certain things. Hey, well, how many people actually pay off their house? You think anybody answered that question? Like, what the fuck is she talking about paying? And this is what. And here's another thing. Especially if this is you, slave. Hey, I'm gonna get a house so I can pass it down through the family. The bank is gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Pass what down? You owe us money. Who you think you're gonna pass our house down to? Your kids? Are your kids gonna pay us? Then why do you think we're stepping out so you can pass the house down? We own the house, slave. You can't pass down something you don't own. Oh, that's how the wealthy build wealth. And this and that. Well, yeah, that's true. But you're not them. You have student loans. You're a slave. Slaves can't own anything. You don't even own yourself. That's why you're a slave. You can't own nothing if you don't own yourself. Exactly. Nobody answered it, Amina. I saw it when I was up on the panel. I saw it right there. I said to myself, ain't nobody, they're going to pretend like she never even wrote it. Nobody answered it. Whew, the cold still. It's finishing up though. Right, Gabriel. People in there trying to make fun of you. Oh, look at him. He ain't no, it's like, oh, look at you slaves. You guys are just working yourselves up in a little frenzy, a little slave congregation down there. I just be laughing. I be looking at it. I'll be like, God. And you be writing this shit. And one of the slaves, check this out. I'm not even going to say the slave's name, but one of the slaves said this. I haven't paid my mortgage in 2 years. He texted that in the open, trying to give people advice on how to become wealthy. And then in the same thing, comments, I haven't paid my mortgage in 2 years. He said that out loud in public. Go watch that video. You guys go see who I'm talking about. And people are listening to him. You haven't paid your mortgage in 2 years, and you're saying that out loud in public? What is you just want to go, hey man, I just got to know this. What is the purpose of you saying that? I don't get it. But I really know, I do get it. He doesn't know. He's an unconscious slave. Only unconscious slaves are proud about saying, I took a loan that I'm not paying for. And yet I still believe I own the property. It makes absolutely no sense. None, zero. It's so bad. It's sad. When I see stuff like that, you know what I say to myself? Damn, I was that unconscious. You sure was, LJ. You sure was. You were that unconscious. Probably saying shit just like that. Here, I'll post it. Just a second. Let me see. Let me get the link. You better believe I'm gonna be going back on his show, man. I really enjoy this show. I like the way he got his show set up, man. I really do. He let people get away with talking and stuff a lot, but you know, he puts all right, we're doing this. There's the show. What shirt? You know, I'll be saying all kind of stuff, Andre. What is that? What shirt you talking about? I said something without knowing I said it. Go watch the show. You guys know who I'm talking about. Go see. The most triggered one there. You guys take a guess. The most triggered one there that couldn't leave, kept coming back, just kept coming back. Look at me. I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm out. Oh man, that's it. God damn, man, check this out. If this one podcast come through, you guys are gonna see a lot more triggered slaves. And I don't give a fuck, because I don't care about the opinions of slaves. I don't. When they understand that, I hope they really get that, because it doesn't matter what the opinions. I don't care about slaves. Oh, you're ugly, LJ. You're a slave? Yeah, I don't care what you say. Whatever. You ain't no high value shit. You got student loan debt? Yeah, shut up, slave. Shut up. Oh, John, somebody said a shirt idea? What John say? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Let's see. Oh, okay. You need to put that on a shirt. You can't pass down anything you don't. Oh, you're right. I like that. I like that. I'll get that made ASAP. I like that. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put that up. What's today? Friday? You can't pass down anything you don't own. I like that. I think I'm gonna see, these statements are gonna go forever. Okay, I'm gonna just keep throwing them up there, man. Fuck it. I know Gabriel's funny. I saw Gabriel was all in the comments with a Ginsu, like Ginsu knives. Cosme said, I watched the replay. They were wild. They were going crazy. Slaves is mad, upset. Man, and like I said, Ramil and I are going to do one Sunday. It does. It makes you totally patient. You don't get upset. No reason to get upset. Nothing's in a rush. I'm never in a rush ever. I'm never in a rush. And if I'm ever in a rush, it's due to my own fault. They said something crazy too, like mortgages don't have to be paid off because you can sell, but then their payment. They were saying some of the craziest stuff. But you gotta remember, they don't have money. They don't know negative. Slaves don't know negative numbers exist. Slaves don't know that there are numbers that exist below zero. They don't know that. They just don't know. Shit, me and Andre, we were coming up with some shirt ideas. We had about 50 of them in like 10 minutes. I was like, okay, that's enough, man. That's enough. I got about 8 shirts up there now. And then I just did 3 more, and I'm gonna add this one. I'm gonna get this one done today. And I'm gonna add that one too. So I have 4 new statements up here over the weekend. I like that one. The way LJ. I'm just saying, slave. That's it. I think what it is the emphasis behind it, because I don't really care the opinions of slaves. I don't care. I don't care. Slaves just want to look their favorite. They do. They want to look like their favorite celebrity. That's all they want to do. Slaves. And I love it when you guys are in there. Even I've noticed this too. Even people that are not SMD family members, they know immediately when people start slave explaining. They know because I'm reading the comments as a slave starts slave explaining. I see in the comments, oh man, he's slave explaining. Oh, here's what the slaves say in the comments. Oh, the only thing he's going to say is when you start talking, he's going to say you're slave explaining. Well, he is slave explaining. That's how he gets out of it. He just says you're slave explaining. Well, if you're slave explaining, you're slave explaining. I'm not gonna, LJ. I'm not gonna go according to your rhetoric. My rhetoric? What are you talking about? I'm talking about mathematics, arithmetic. They do. They forget about interest. They don't know about interest. Think they own something they didn't have the money to buy. The number has the minus sign equal in their negative. Other slaves find it appalling. They just, oh man, they just be going. I love it when you guys come over there and just start stirring up the pot. What about this? What about that? Like, oh, F you and this. I'm like, damn, they're having a fight in the comments. But have you guys noticed this? How come they don't come up on the mic? Have you noticed that? They'll talk all that shit in the comments, right? But they won't come up on the mic. You know why? Because I cannot be fucked with. That's why. That's why they stay in the comments. That's why they stay there. That's why. I know why they're there. I know why you're writing in all caps, because you won't click on that link. Click on that link and get up on the mic. Now, when I say it like that, you guys probably think I'm bragging. No, it's a fact. I cannot be fucked with. I cannot. When it comes to the personal finance game, can't. I know. Oh man, LJ, since you live with your sister, were you a slave to your sister? Should I even answer that question? You slave. I mean, that's how I want to respond, but I can't respond like that. Because they don't know that they're saying stuff like that. They don't know they're talking like that. You just want to go, that is so stupid. Why are you saying this stupid nonsense like that? He's not using the right, he's not using the right math. Oh my goodness. It was just, I mean, they were just coming up with all kind of stuff, man. Oh. Did you guys ever hear about Fat Joe Rapper and the Rolls Royce Phantom? No, I didn't. No, I have not. LJ, you're getting more pooky. You used to be so. No, I just do that on my channel. And the reason why you guys see me, every now and then you guys will see me get more, it's more to, it's to, if I could be, but that's more ego, because I have to have patience with slaves. I have to. I know why they're responding like that. Like if I just, this is what gets me past not responding the way I really would like to respond. That's ego. Because if I just look past the ego and say, okay, Linnell, why would somebody say that they haven't paid on their mortgage in 2 years? Because they obviously don't know. So you don't get mad at a person. Or they say, Linnell, you live with your sister. Aren't you a slave to your sister? The reason why they're saying that, because they don't know what it takes to become debt free. You do whatever it takes to become debt free. They don't know that. So that's why you don't really, anything me getting upset over, that's ego, but because you got to look past the ego and say, because if they knew what they were saying didn't make mathematical sense, they wouldn't say it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when I'm up on the panels, I'm still me, but I always think like that. Okay, they're saying that because they don't know this. This is especially when they say something like this. Hey, the mortgage is the same as the rent, and it's the equal, and it's that. Well, they're saying that because they don't know. In order to do that, they have to go $350,000, $400,000 in debt to make it look like it's the rent. But rent is not a debt. Rent is a service they pay, because you can't live on the streets and you can't live anywhere for free. So, hey, landlord, you got a place I can live? How much is it charged? $700. And I'll take care of everything inside. They don't really understand. If my refrigerator goes out, I just call the landlord. He replaces with a new refrigerator. If my sink leaks, I call up the landlord. He comes and fixes it. It doesn't know extra money out of my pocket. But if you own a house, or if you finance the house, you have to replace all that stuff. They don't know that the bank is their landlord, but the bank don't have to fix shit. Can you get a better deal than that? You can be a landlord and not responsible for anything to do with the house. Nothing. That's totally up to the person. That's a win-win. You mean I could be the owner, but I'm not responsible for it, but I still get paid? Yep, sure do. Dominica says most people are too lazy to do the sacrifice required. They're too lazy. They won't do it. How many people do you think would sell everything at 45, whatever age I was at that particular time, and move in with my sister? Not many people would do that sacrifice. They'd be like, nah, man, my friends will think I'm broke if I sell my new car and buy an older car and blah. They don't know that those are slaves that talk about you. Oh, man, you're going to be 50 years old living in your mama's basement. You know where they get that? TV. TV always says that. Hey, if you're 30 and you're living in your mama's basement, you're a bum. That's what the TV tells you. That's not true. That is not true. That is so not true. The people that understand it says, hey, honey, they raised them right. Debt is not part of life. You stay here until you have enough money to put a large down payment on the house, because you still got to make your kids pay for the shit. You can't just give it to them. But this is how you're going to do it. So you put it down, you teach them why, and then when they put in their own money, now they're invested in the house, and then the next time they'll do that for their kids, and so on and so on. That's how it works. But I'm telling you guys now, if you want to accelerate it, if you want a blueprint, you want an accelerated track on how to get out of debt and be free as fast as possible, I'm your man. Of course, it's not free, okay? I'm your man. I will give you the mathematical blueprint on how to be free. You could skip all the barriers that I had to run into. I had nobody to ask. You can't talk to people like Andre Cosmic when you're a slave. You can't talk to people like that. They ain't gonna talk to me. You got to do the work first. Step number one, own yourself. You have to own yourself. That's step number one. You must first own yourself. You can't do that? No, then we don't have no business talking. Dave Ramsey Dave says otherwise. What are you? 26 at home? Get a, exactly. Now, there's two ways that I'm sure, like this. You got to remember this. If somebody called up Dave Ramsey says, Dave, the reason why I'm 26 at home, I'm saving up a large down payment. I'm planning on putting 50% down on my first home. I guarantee you, Dave would never say, "Oh, you're a bum. You need to get." No, that's a plan. That sounds like a plan. Dave, I have no debt. My parents taught me and said, don't finance anything. And they told me before I move out, I must have 50% of the down payment of the house before I move out. Yes, I'm 26, but I'm going to have the 50%, but I'm not going to have it until age 30. I guarantee you, Dave says, that's a plan. That's a good plan. But if the person comes up and says, yeah, I'm 26, I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I got debt and car payments and this and that. He's probably saying, it's time for you to get out. It's time for you to get out the house. Because that doesn't sound like a plan. People don't want solutions, just want ways to, they can, exactly. That's exactly what they want. That's the, now, I want you guys to understand something too. It must be that way. The majority must believe they're homeowners with mortgages, car payments, credit cards, investments, investing in the stock market, investing in cryptocurrency, gold, silver, platinum, copper, whatever the latest and greatest is, they must believe that they can invest in something that doesn't exist. None of that stuff exists for them. Currency in any form, they don't know all forms of currency is either positive and negative. That's why they call it currency. Currency, positive or negative, duh. You think a slave knows to say, hey, why do they call money currency too? That doesn't make any sense. They don't know to ask that question. Why does that have two different names? Because it's different, slave. Any questions? 90% of Americans will never do their, oh yeah. And it has to be that way too. The majority must be slaves. Taxes are not your enemy. Look at this way. Okay, this is why I want you guys to, because the majority of slaves are scared of the IRS. Okay, you guys are terrified every time you hear, oh, the IRS. Look at IRS agents as the referees in a football game. Okay, you're playing football. There's no face masking, right? What if you get somebody that comes on the field and decides to keep face masking? Hey, you can't do that. And then they keep doing it. How long do you think that person's going to be in the game? The referee's going to come in and say, you're kicked out of the game. That's what IRS agents are. If you're not playing the game right, they come in with their whistle. Hey, yeah, you can't do that. Oh, that's tax evasion. Yeah, that's against the rules. You can't do that. They're referees, but if you follow the rules, they have nothing to blow their whistle on you about. Taxes are the backbone of the whole economy. That's why you can go to prison for tax evasion. You're like, wait a minute, I ain't doing anything but steal some money, but I get 10 to 15 years. Yeah, because you broke that's the backbone of the economy. If they didn't force people to play, you guys wouldn't play. Soon as you're born, you're issued a participation number. That's called a Social Security number. This is the number you need to play the game here in the United States of America. Here you go. If you fuck with that number, you're going to go to prison, by the way. Don't mess with that number. CPN, blah, blah, blah. You do that, you're going to go to prison. I don't care what the slaves are telling you. That's prison. Hey, this is the money we use here in the United States of America. It's green. It has numbers and it has fancy stuff on it. This is the only thing. If you copy it, what? Yeah. Oh yeah, we made it for 14 cents, but I don't care. It's 100 to you. And if you copy it, you're going to prison. Do you understand? Those are the rules. Go play. Everyone says people are so used to paying off loans, it's like a rite of passage to have one. People are so they're used to not paying off loans, right? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Man, I'll tell you one thing though, man. If I was an IRS agent, you guys wouldn't want me on you. They bring me in with this knowledge, and you say, okay, this is what you do, blah blah blah. It's nothing. You just adapt to it, right? But with the different type of knowledge, you guys wouldn't want Agent Young on you. I promise you, because this is the wonderful thing. Slaves can't see negative numbers. Okay, you guys don't know that. I know even when I say that out loud, you guys still don't understand what I'm saying. But as long as you can't see negative numbers, you are easy to catch. It doesn't matter what TV shows you with shell companies and because you learn if you don't even know you don't own yourself and you get all your information from the Google or from TV shows, you're in trouble. Because the first thing, if I was an IRS agent, and I was investigating you, the first thing I'm coming for is to look at your personal credit report. It's going to tell me everything I need to know about you. Because people think financial scammers or tax evasion people, they just woke up one day and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be a financial thief. You got to work your way up there, and your credit report is going to show it. Your credit report is going to show me how you worked your way up to the capacity to where now you might be still in millions of dollars, but you have to start somewhere. Your personal credit report is going to reflect that. That's the first place I'm coming. Let me see if this person has the possibility of doing tax evasion. Ain't paid shit. Yeah. All right, that's step one. Okay, I'm on the right track. LJ with X-ray vision. How did he? Exactly. They can't even see. They would have no idea because it has to make mathematical sense. And if you can't listen, if you're a person out there doing tax evasion and you don't know that you can't see negative numbers, you are in trouble. There's not a lawyer on earth that's going to be able to. You're going to find a lawyer that can rewrite the laws of mathematics. I don't care what college they went to. I don't. The only thing they're probably going to do is probably get your time less, but they're not going to change the laws of mathematics. They can't. Nobody can. IRS agents are bill collectors. Woo, man. All you got to do is get out of debt, follow the rules. You'd be like, oh, taxes are not bad. Taxes are not bad. Taxes are not bad. No, they're not. They're not bad. They're not evil. Taxes can help you build wealth. Yes, they can. You sure can. Yes, they can. You notice how slaves will say, oh man, I can write off my house interest on my taxes. You're happy to write off interest on something that you don't even have to have? Whatever, slave, whatever. Hold on, you guys. Texas, the final frontier. That's another shirt. See? That's why I can't get online with Andre, man. We'll be up all night. I will have sent about $1,000 over to Bangladesh trying to get these things made. Taxes, the final frontier. People are like, what the hell? Glitching. They'll be glitching. You put that on the shirt, they'll be like, what the? Hey, Amina, do you want the Generation Fs? You want that? You guys want that one? I don't want to be the cause of no fights. I don't want to be the cause of no fights. Gabriel says, that's why when I see people with nice cars in social media, I just smile. Just smile. All right, I'll put it on a shirt. I'll put it on a shirt. That one's up there already, Atticus. I already got that one up there. Oh, no. It's not up there yet. I have it. No, I got it made. So I'm going to put it up there. That's one that's going up. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Anybody new to the channel? Because I know a lot of you guys be in the background. I see you guys email, comment. Sometimes you guys write me. Put it up there now. There we go. I always forget that. Yeah, I put SMD 500, and then underneath it says invest in yourself. I really like that one. We are the debt-free enterprise. Sure is. And that's what we should name that SMD enterprise. I don't know. We'll see. So for those of you guys new to the channel and saw the title of this video, that's how I want you guys to understand and look. That's how you see outside the debt matrix. If you really, truly get and understand that slaves have no money, and the only way to buy anything is with money, and they have none, their whole lives are a mathematical illusion. Everything, the majority of what you see on social media, it doesn't exist. It's just they just think it exists. They don't know it doesn't exist. Everything can be proven with mathematics. What do you mean? What about emergency saving? What's that mean, Omanike? Amina sound like she's ready to be. She sound like she's ready to wear that Generation S shirt. You ready to go out amongst the slaves? They're gonna see your mask kind of pulled down a little bit with that shirt. Oh gosh, okay, there we go. Anyway, and I wanted to bring this up too, real quick, before I forgot. Now, Andre has sent me a article. Now I'm not gonna bring up. I'm gonna just talk about it real quick about another servicer not handling student loan debt. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking now, October 1st, the slaves have to start paying their student loan debts again, okay? I think they're going to end up pushing that to 2022 because they don't have the money now. They're not going to have it on October 1st, right? The only thing I can see is them pushing it to 2022 now. Unconscious slaves are going to be happy with that. They're going to be like, woo, woo, whoopee. It's going to be, we don't have to pay till next year. And at the same time, the people that understand and are taking advantage of the fact by paying them off with no interest accumulated, they're like, oh, hell yeah, I got some more time to get these student loans paid off without interest being paid, right? It's a win-win for the real people that understand now is the time to pay off your student loan debt, not pay it, right? So you imagine people not paying their mortgages, not paying their student loan payments, and then all of a sudden that hits at once. That would send the whole economy into a whole whirlpool, right? So I think they're going to end up pushing it back, and they're going to say, oh, we're pushing it back because of all these people and the servicers, and we got to reroute you guys to do services, whatever they're planning, whatever. Trust me, it's a win-win. Omanika says, I know we're paying off debt, but how much emergency savings we need? I'm not saying not having emergency savings when you have a mortgage. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying make sure you keep it realistic. Like, yeah, you do have emergency savings while having a mortgage, but mathematically you don't. Long as you don't forget that. And I'm not saying it because you're conscious now, so you're doing whatever it takes to hurry and pay off your mortgage. I'm not saying not have an emergency fund. I'm just saying, mathematically speaking, if you put it in a calculator, your emergency fund is really not there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah. Andre sent me that. No longer stealing lines of credit. They cut off a lot. LJ is Batman. Andre is Robin. No, Andre is more like I wouldn't say Andre's Robin. I would say I'm more like Robin. Andre is Batman. I'll say it like that. I paid mine off while I was unemployed. Now, see, look at that's alien talk. Now, if Amina would have came into the chat and said, by the way, I paid off my student loans while I was unemployed, they would have been like, what? How you gonna pay something off when you're unemployed? LJ, I think that the key indicator is to look at what Bitcoin do. True. Usually I'll just listen to the slaves. They'll talk about certain Bitcoins, talk about certain stocks, because if they know about it, that's the time they're supposed to know about it. If you see a whole bunch of people with student loan debt talking about a stock pick, it's because the people that know said, now it's time for the slaves to know this information. Now is the time. Well, I appreciate you, man. That's that next level. I'm slowly connecting to the world now. Okay. And now I'm slowly reaching outside the United States. I pretty much know how it's all connected here. Now I need to know how is it connected through the world. And I like it coming in pieces because I'm going to tell you guys this, man. You do not want this type of information just to rush you over. You don't want it like that. You just a piece here, a piece there, a piece here, a piece there. And then every now and then, sometimes you guys don't, I know you guys think I live in, sometimes I have to unplug myself from this stuff because sometimes it's too much. Because the guys that are controlling it, man, they got the lever all the way up. They're making you slaves by the millions ASAP. Just like Andre said, they're behind schedule, so they're increasing it. You're all right. I truly don't. That's what I add. Yeah, you really don't. But when I'm saying I would still have an emergency fund, even though I have a mortgage, but I would never forget in real reality, I say, I know it's not there, but it's there for now. Andre is bad. Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. I am bad. Okay. Got it. You guys are going to see me going on a lot more panels. You watch. It's doing nothing but growing because they're coming across this dude that was saying stuff that they never said, never heard before, but it's proving it. But proving it mathematically. And I want you guys to understand something. It's like, you got to remember too, it doesn't matter which panel I go on to, because I don't want you guys to worry to thinking if I get on a particular panel that they're going to twist something on me. You know what I'm saying? That they're going to switch it around. Now, the only way they can do that is if they record it and then upload it. Then they can edit it to anywhere what they want it to do, okay? I can't really control that. But if they do it live, that's different. But like I said, once we make the final, once I know for concrete that it's going to happen, then I'll let you guys know. But if not, I'm not even going to bring it up because it'll be pointless to even talk about it on the podcast. I'm going to go on here pretty soon. LJ, I've been saying for a long time that banks can call on your loan for a mortgage like Wells Fargo did. Those lines of credit, I bet people never thought that's true. They probably thought that. They probably thought once that money was attached to their accounts, that it was just theirs. They can't take it back. Yes, they can take it back any time they want. Not for the, and for people that probably understood it, like, fuck that, let me go cash this out. Because if you cash it out, they can't take it back. Sorry, fire truck going by. You're going to short circuit people. It's funny to see because you did it. Yep, but you're here, man. Now you're awake. You know what I'm saying? And those are the people that I'm reaching. I'm trying to reach the people. Because remember, I don't want everybody to wake up. Okay, that's not my goal. I like the way things are. I do. I like it because it's a choice. Everything's a choice. Without slaves, I couldn't be free. Okay, without slaves, I couldn't be free. I couldn't be. I mean, I want you guys to see where I'm going to take this. There's nobody like me on YouTube. There's nobody like me on YouTube. Nobody. The person with a gift that can actually prove the gift. I can say, hey, you want to come out of that world? Here's the bridge. This is the path to get out of there. Right here. Just cross over here. You can't. Without going across this bridge, you can't see what's over here. And we don't want them to wake up. I mean, I don't want slaves to wake up. Hey, you think you got a good deal on a car? Hey, whatever. You're a homeowner? Okay. Why are you taking a picture with a paper key? Yeah, it's paper. All those people you see on the internet taking pictures with these big ass paper keys on the front lawn. We did it. Yeah, you did it. You sure did. You got a paper key. That's exactly what you got. A paper key. LJ, I never looked into stocks, neither Bitcoin. In my 28 years of living, what are those things? Every time I ask people on YouTube if they paid a bill with a Bitcoin or stock, nobody, because it doesn't exist. They think cryptocurrency is new. No, it's not. Credit's been here for years, man. Credit is the same as cryptocurrency. It's the same thing. Have you ever held some credit in your hand? You say, hey, man, I got about $5,000 worth of credit in my hand. Credit doesn't exist. Neither does cryptocurrency. They never answer that question. That shit is brilliant, man. That is brilliant. Not even paper money exists for slaves. Not even, like, when you see movies, this is what cracked me up. Now when I watch old movies, like somebody robbing Vegas or something like that, they always got these stacks of money inside of the safe, and these guys are going to come in and crack the safe and this and that. They don't need to carry that much paper anywhere because most of the money is digital. They don't need that much money. They don't need to carry. Why even risk that? You know how many slaves will kill you for a stack of paper? Why would you risk that? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing none of that. You can't tell a robber, hey, man, don't shoot me. They only made this 100 for 14 cents. They're going to shoot you. You think they're going to hear you say that they made it for 14 cents? Nah, man. That's paper. You could add that. Whoa. Okay. It's really, give me your $200. It's really 20. It's really 32. What's that? 32 cents? 28 cents? No, 28 cents. That's 28 cents, man. You think I'm gonna get hurt over a 14-cent piece of paper? Nah, man. Nah, cat. I ain't want to hold it. Cash can be in your hand or digital. The Bitcoins can't come out the ATM. Can you imagine what people do for like $500? If you go 14 cents times 5, whatever that is, right? Say like you had $1,000 in your hand, 10 $100 bills. 0.14 is $1.40. Just think what people would do to you if you had $1,000 in your hand. Some people will hurt you for $1,000, but in reality, it's $1.40. You think I'm getting hurt for it? That somebody thinks it's $1,000? No. Mm-mm. You want to get no. Hey, whoa, that's not $1,000. That's really $1.40. What the fuck? I saw something on YouTube that it said that even the Joker is scared of the IRS. See, they put that in your head. All you got to do is follow the rules. If you follow the rules, you don't have to be scared of the IRS. That's, again, I go back to the sports analogies. Of course, you're going to be as scared of the referees if you're trying to break the rules, if you're trying to face mask, if you're trying to hog collar somebody. Of course, that's when you're right. That's the only time you're really watching for the referees. I guarantee you, all the sports players, if you're watching for the referees first before you go do something, it's because you're about to go do something that you're not supposed to do. But if you're just playing and if you're playing by the rules, you're not even paying attention to the referees. That's the same thing. You're not paying attention to the referees only when you get ready to do something bad against the rules. If you live in the debt matrix, man, they will have you terrified of the IRS, completely terrified. Why are they scared? Because they're breaking the fucking rules. That's why. That PPP loans, man, they knew you guys were going to take them. That's just like, think about it. Here's people getting millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars of money by filling out a piece of paper and a slip. Hey, yeah, just fill in some information, make up a company and say here. And then they say, here's $1 million. You know why? Because they just bought you with it. Do you think you can go and do the same thing and go to a bank and try to trick the bank to give you $1 million loan? Mm-mm. You think you can go to the bank and make up a company and say, I got this many employees, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And you think they're going to give you $1 million loan? No, they're not. But somehow they just did it with a PPP loan because they bought you with it, slave. Because if you don't know that you can clearly be you might as well do this, right? This is the equivalent to what you just did if you did PPP fraud, okay? This is the equivalent. It's like you going into the bank with no mask on, a gun in your hand, with a big ass 2-foot sign with your full name and your social security number on it and said, hey, this is a holdup. Everybody down on the ground, else I'm going to blow your head off and say all the things that incriminate you. You might as well do that. That's the same thing when you do a PPP loan. And fraud, PPP loan fraud, not PPP loan fraud. You might as well, that's what you might as well do. Because you're doing it for the money. Only slave, listen, so you can understand, if you're a person like this, only slaves would risk the time in their life for worthless pieces of paper. Because before you hit send, they say, oh, before you submit this, we want to tell you this little known fact. If you get caught and this is fraud, you can go to prison for 10 years. And you're going to owe this much in penalties. So think about it before you just go, and you hit enter. Once you hit enter, that doesn't matter. Once you hit enter, that's it. It's done. You're done right there. You're done. That's before you even get the money. And then if you take the money and use it for something else other than what it was for, say like you took the money, you said, you know what, I'm going to just take this, invest it in cryptocurrency, flip it, and then I'm going to pay the student. No, that's called money laundering, slaves. You can't do that. You can't take illicit money and invest it in something else. That's called money laundering. You just did 2 charges. They don't want the money back, slave. It's digital anyway. They just gave you an amount of money that you would have never made in your life and you will never make in your life. And now they own you for the rest of your life. That's how they make slaves. Because if you don't know that you can be tracked. I mean, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. You're doing it for paper. And if you're doing it, if you're risking the time in your life, only slaves risk the time in their life for worthless pieces of paper. You're doing it for the money. That's why you're doing it. I'd rather be broke than in prison. Yeah, I'd rather be broke. Didn't you guys get that? Once you get caught, that's federal crime. That means they own you for life because you'll never be able to pay it back. You're going to owe more than what you stole. And you're going to be a felon for green pieces of worthless paper. No. Gilbert says, I saw in Twitter that if you steal a bank, you get 10 years in prison. I saw that too. While said you take out a loan. I saw that stupid. That was so stupid. That is the dumbest. Slaves be coming up with some of the dumbest memes. Oh, but you get this, then you only get 10 years. So what are you suggesting? I should go ahead and rob a bank and risk getting? Oh my goodness. I saw that. Says prison population program. Slaves are ready for correctional officers to tell them to bend over to make sure they don't hide something in their privacy. Oh man. When I was younger, I did, and just so you guys don't, when I was in my 20s, I did some stupid things. Sure did. I didn't have nobody to say, hey, by the way, LJ, if you get caught doing this is what's going to happen. This is how your life is going to be for the rest of your life. If you can, you know why you're doing it? You're obviously doing that for money. You're risking the time of your life for some piece of paper? No. If you catch yourself doing something for illegal, for paper, for green pieces of paper, you got to ask yourself, why am I risking the time of my life for worthless green pieces of paper? Why am I doing that? You got to get to the root of that. All you got to do is get out of it, and then you'll understand why everything's in place. You'll see. Any questions? I'm getting hungry. Right now it's on a high too, man. You guys got to be, scammers know you guys are in fear right now, and they're taking advantage of you. Every now and then I'll get a email or a bank or phone call. Hey, your bank account has been compromised. Hey, we're an IRS agent. You got to send us some money or else you're going to jail and this and that. I mean, the scam artists are running rampant because they're running on you guys' fear. And they love to use the IRS one because they know that you guys are terrified of the IRS. So they keep using the shit over. I mean, they say some of the stupidest things. You think an IRS agent is going to say, hey, you owe us money. We're going to take you to jail. You got to go to Target, go get some prepaid cards and put this amount of money on it. And then do you think an IRS agent is really going to say that to you? Do you really think they're going to do that? Those scammers do some of the stupidest things. I mean, it's like obvious stuff too. Which boat should I finance in August? Had to stop being that dude's friend. I know that. I said once he financed a boat in 2020, I was like, that's it. The scammer called me today, and you guys already know what I said. I got several calls from scammers today. Yeah, they do it. They don't really. I don't toss out my direct line to like when I fill out stuff. I always do it to my you know, a Gmail number or something, because I want control over that. Because once they get a hold of your number, man, they're gonna be sending you shit, and you know, when they send you direct text, you know, you can't really stop it, you know. But I'm definitely making that shirt though. Let me see that. Let me see. I did copyright. No, not that one. Yeah. You can't pass down anything you don't own. I like that. I like that a lot. You guys having scammer problems? Anybody out there having scammer problems? I got the answer for you. Probably getting a lot of stuff in the mail, get you some loans, refinance something, refinance. You're probably getting a lot of refinance your car problems right now. Refinance your car. Oh, that'd be a smart move for car dealerships to do that. Come refinancers. Hey man, you know cars are going up. You should refinance your house, refinance your car, pull out that money. Well, you know your car is worth your car is worth 7,000. Was worth 5. Man, you want to refinance that car and pull out the $2,000 so you can go do whatever you want to do. You know how slaves gonna do that? Hell yeah, they're gonna do that. They call you every day and you don't even got a car. The banks will be sending them. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Refinance a car. I remember I was in a group one time and this girl got up there talking about, oh, I got an awesome deal. I'll refinance my car and now I got lower monthly rates. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mm. Mm. Anyway, if that's it, man, we're going to wrap this up. You guys haven't checked out the shirts. I put them up there. I'm going to be putting up a couple more here. Well, yeah, a few more, including this one. I'm going to get this one done. I'm going to send this over to a homeboy now so he can get this done because I really like that one. Yeah, me too. Hang up once I hear those things calling. I do. I don't really answer numbers no more that I don't recognize anyway. And then once I recognize that it is one, I just block, 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 block. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Since I see no more questions. And until next time, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. All right, later.